looking back on broadcast, then, what do you think are the most important things you guys got right that folks who want to start startups or in a startup right now, what do you think they can learn? You know, if they're haven't found product market fit, like what can they learn from what you
Well,
did there?
you've got to really believe in your product. I mean, remember in the mid 90s and late 90s, satellite was just starting, right? So we were competing with satellite, and there was obviously cable television has been around for 15 years. And so when I would sit and tell them, the vision, they were like, "You're crazy. I'll just turn on the TV." People would laugh at me. "I'll just turn on the radio." And so, but what I believed in was the price performance curves of PCs, right? And the price performance from investments in broadband, that PCs would continue to get more powerful. Moore's law would stay in effect for at least some period of time. The price of disk drives, of networking costs, of bandwidth would continue to fall. And I truly believe that. And that was a fundamental underpinning for, streaming. Even, we called it network broadcasting back then, or internet broadcasting. And I firmly believe that streaming would take over all of television, because we're going through a convergence of analog television to digital. I mean,
Yep.
literally, there was one point in time after Yahoo bought us where I was trying to get us to buy all the HD bandwidth from USA Networks. And I thought we were going to have a deal because I just wanted as much, wireless bandwidth as we could get, trying to do wireless transmission, because we had just seen Sirius and XM do that just for audio. But being able to take that 19.2 megabits, who knows what I'd be able to send to, back then, MP3 players that had no ability to take downloads without connecting. And so I had that vision that we would follow this path. And I saw very quickly that the user adoption was enormous. No one used it and said, "I don't need it." They may have said it was a hassle or "I'm not willing to go through that," but no one said, "I don't need it." And so when those two things, connected, I knew this was a winner. I had no doubt in my mind because of my experiences. And so for entrepreneurs out there, the couple things are, what's the premise, particularly in technology? What's your premise, right? What is it that makes you guys unique and makes it so that you're sure that you're going to be able to implement what you're trying to implement? What is it that users are going to take away, and are you the path of least resistance? And I guess that really is the underpinning. I knew that in order for you to listen to OU Sports, I was the path of least resistance. I knew that anybody who wanted to watch or listen to a Mavericks game, I was the path of least resistance. There were no other paths where you could do what I did, right?
Yep.
There might have been some people competing to try to do the same thing and copy us, but taking our approach, nobody else, we were the path of least resistance. And so if you have the technology working in your favor, you're the path of least resistance, and you have consumption, then you just got to go for it, right? You just got to go for it, because those are the pieces that together create a moat that are really hard to replicate. And then once you get going, building more moats on top of that and creating new innovative things that allow you to avoid the innovator's dilemma. I would always talk about kicking our own ass. If I'm competing with me, what would I do, and how do I do that before someone else does it? That to me is always the takeaway from broadcast.